Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Rumpus in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I am in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it is Sunday, fun day, and it's really been a rainy one. I've already been outside already. I already been out there in the streets. All right, got a little workout at the gym, and got a chance to rewatch some clips from SmackDown while I was there. And man, what a good SmackDown that it was. I think it set a lot of things up. We saw some matches set. We saw some matches that got called off, unfortunately, due to injury. We'll talk about that. The favor was revealed by CM Punk, and oh my gosh, what a favor it was and what it means for WrestleMania and that main event match there on night one. Man, I'm telling you so much things. The tag team division is continuing to go. The women's division is moving on. I mean, we are right here, head head, shoulders, knees, and toes right into the road to WrestleMania. Charlotte and Tiffy, what happened with that? We'll talk about it, but I got to bring on my man here. And, Bruzy, look at this. Look at this. It's that work. It is that work, bro. I'm telling you. Appreciate you noticing, Bruzy, my man, my guy. But we got to talk SmackDown. And when I talk SmackDown, I got to bring on my man here who talks all things SmackDown. He does a great job on his show on Fridays. He hangs out in his room. That's my man. The Grunmeister's here in your house. What is up, man?
Oh, what is up? Yeah, you've been going to the gym pretty regularly. Now I'm like, damn, I said I was going to get in the best shape of my life this year, and I've been so failing at that. You're really starting to inspire me to get my ass back into the gym and do something.
Good, man. Yes, sir. Yes, get in there, man. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. You will not regret it. And listen, man, one thing I don't regret is being able to hang out with our next host here on Thursdays. We just ramped up the ECW Watch Long Series Season 2, and we're back in the full steam ahead into 1999. He also does this thing on Mondays, Window Liquors, talking all things Monday Night Raw. He's hanging out with us right now to talk SmackDown and all things WrestleMania. That is the voice, Josh Joseph. What is up, man?
How goes it, Howse? How goes it, Grun? Grun, have you noticed that Howse? He walks the talk, and you just talk the talk. You see, that's the difference there. You got to get in there, and Grun, you know you can do it.
I believe in you, bro. I believe in you, bro. For real talk.
You'll be a Philly legend if you do. And who doesn't want to be that?
Everyone wants to be a legend. Everybody.
In my eyes, Grunmeister's already a Philly legend. You can't tell me nothing else.
He is. He's taking down them Philly chicks left and right.
There you go. Yeah. I don't know. They're a mixed bag.
They're a mixed bag, he says.
They are a mixed bag. Okay. Some of them are great. Others are potentially murderers, and then there's there's the ones in the middle that are like you got to be careful with how you handle them.
Oh, facts.
Much like you, Grun. Handle with care.
That's true. You got to watch out for Grun, man. He a gangster out here in these streets, bro. You got to watch out for him. But hey, listen, guys, we got a chance to watch out for a great episode of SmackDown. A lot of things got set up, and most definitely a lot of things to talk about, and we will. But while we are here, I want to talk about something that, Grun and Voice.
Yeah.
One thing, like lately, I've been opening myself up, and I want to go to the chat. Hype, what is up, bro? What is up, bro? And then you got OG Tony. Appreciate you. Listen, I've been watching a lot of more like current stuff. Like usually, I'm somebody who watches I watch old shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch a lot of old episodes of like American Dad and like old episodes of like South Park. Like I just how it is, comfort shows and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I rarely open myself up to newer like up to date media unless it's like professional wrestling, because that's what I spend my time when I'm watching TV. It's usually professional wrestling, but I open myself up to something different because I'm a huge fan of like video game adaptations. You know what I'm saying? I am.
They're done well.
I am an old head for sure. But lately, I'm a fan of a game, and I was playing it a little bit on Steam Deck. That's Devil May Cry, and that's just fun like hack and slash game. And like it's just if you just want to just mindlessly slash and follow a good story, it's always been fun. And like they just dropped like an anime series on Netflix that just came out on Thursday. So I told myself, I was like, hey, I want to check something out new and different. What's going on right now? And I watched this, and here's the thing, Run, and you watched it as well because we talked about it.
I did, yeah.
One thing about me, that if you're not hooking me in like the first 10-15 minutes, I'm gonna turn it off, bro. Like I will turn it off. Like if you haven't got me in there, Like I'm not there. But man, when I'm watching this and I'm getting the first 5 minutes and I have no expectations. I'm just watching, I'm watching the show because I'm like, let's see what happens. Let's see what they're happening. Let's see what's going on. First thing I'm seeing is I'm seeing guys' heads getting cut off, knives going up in their face and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a rabbit man here with a menacing look on his face. I got this dynamic star of the show in Dante, and he's giving me like some Goku vibes in a way, because he's carefree and fun loving, but he does have a past behind him. So it like likable characters, like action is crazy, the story is there, the vice president who really runs the country, the president who just seems to be like a puppet and worried about his public image. It's just like, it's really good. So that I opened myself up to something new, because Grun, Devil May Cry for me is hitting. Like it's so far mastery. I'm 4 episodes in, bro.
Yeah, so I have finished the entire season. It's only 8 episodes.
Yeah.
So it's 30 minutes an episode about, so like it's definitely something that can be finished in a day.
Yeah, for sure.
And it is just, I was concerned. I'm always concerned whenever I hear new show, new movie. Like, I'm like, writers I have been very critical of modern day writers, because sometimes they get something right, but there have been a lot of misses, and too many for my liking. Like, I'm gonna wait until I hear from somebody that I know that is not gonna steer me wrong.
Yeah.
And they tell me that it's worth a try. Go ahead and try. I'm like, all right, it's on Netflix. I already have it. Might as well. I had a buddy who's a Devil May Cry diehard fan.
Okay.
Yeah, he has not watched the series yet, but he's played all the games, and and I actually convinced him to give it a try. So he'll be watching it sometime soon.
Okay,
but like, I watched it like, oh, you know what? Like, yeah, this is fun. This is because like, you know what? This is not really a series to take seriously, but know that it is fun.
It's fun, right? Yeah.
It is fun. It is what you want, a badass hero who is he's a little quirky. But you know what? Like, it's digestible. I was concerned with the supporting character, Arkham. Lieutenant Arkham.
Yeah, Lieutenant Arkham.
Because I'm always worried, like, oh, did they just add this character in because I'd never heard of her? No, she's in DMC 3. So, and is presented exactly how you see her. Not quite the same tech, but personality, character-wise, story, exactly the same. It is exactly her. So I'm like, okay. So these guys literally say, we're going to take the characters, we're going to change nothing about them. Maybe some equipment, maybe some new weapons, maybe more modern tech, bring it like in the 21st century. But other than that, it's the exact same personalities melding together. It's like,
enjoyable. One thing that I've enjoyed from a Grun is the Capcom Easter eggs that they have sprinkled in there.
Oh my god. I really like that. Like, now that makes me think, if we see Devil May Cry Dante taking on tyrants and Resident Evil Umbrella designed monsters, like, that's almost that is perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, just an enjoyable show. Voice, I know you haven't got to it yet, but if you do, I think you'll thoroughly enjoy it. I think you're somebody who enjoys violence like myself, and there's a lot of great violence in this anime, in this series. But I guess I'll ask, and then we'll jump right into the wrestling talk. Voices, you gonna check it out, bro?
Yeah, I'll eventually check it out. And it takes me a minute to get into things, but I'll get into this. I'm still really like just into LFG. Like right now.
I know you're enamored with LFG.
That has like consumed me, and I'm still out there watching that crazy alien with the Smith family just because I love that alien.
Oh my God, yes. I agree. I agree, man, for sure. But yes, Devil May Cry, if you guys out there, I know there was a lot of people like in our personal community that are like, oh yeah, it's great, it's awesome. So like I know, you know, a lot of people uh that in our community are also video game fans as far as wrestling fans. And yes, Bruzy, there's a Devil May Cry show on Netflix.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it. Check it out, bro, if you get a chance to. Then once you do that, come back around to us on a Sunday and we'll talk about it with you, bro. Like, give us some thoughts. So yeah, most definitely, for sure, check that out, bro. But you know, I got a chance to check out, and I know my guys over here, my great team, Voice and Grund, they got a chance to check it out too, in that SmackDown. And I got to tell you, the group chat was buzzing yesterday. It was absolutely buzzing. A lot of thoughts, a lot of topics to go over on this episode of SmackDown. So I want to talk about the biggest thing. We might as well get the elephant out of the room. I mean, there was and real quick, Bruzy, Castlevania is another one I want to check out. I want to make sure I say that because I've been thinking about it, but haven't got into it just yet. But we got to address the elephant in the room. And guys, that's everything that happened on SmackDown. And the biggest thing on SmackDown that everybody's talking about, Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, as their match is getting drawn closer and closer. And it seems like with these two, they're just like, let's get this thing over with because they had an exchange. And here's the thing, their back and forths have been going so off the rails just for the last couple of weeks. This just stayed in that pattern. And I'm going to present this to the panel right now. My guy, Grundmeister, my guy, Boyce. We've been talking about this for weeks, guys. This has been a constant conversation since Charlotte returned. We all said that return felt weird. Then the week continued, and Grunge said, I see some improvement, but Voice was staying with that opening promo after her Royal Rumble win. It never left him. And here we are, about 2 weeks before WrestleMania. And it's still in a spot where it's like, whoa, okay, we thought this would fire up. We thought that these two would have a great, I mean, because I remember a couple of years ago, like Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, great match. It was one of the best matches from WrestleMania weekend on 39, I believe it was, Mania 39. And people were clamoring like, man, that could have been a main event. So now, hey, Voice is right. I gotta say it. I'm a man who can admit when the homie right, and the homie's right, because this is. But also, I was right too, because this is saying in turn with what I've been saying. Something's going on with Charlotte Flair. I'm not going to keep going. We've been talking about it for weeks. I don't want to keep going into the marriage, the injury, yada, yada, yada. I want to talk about right now. And right now, this is somebody who is expected to be a top tier professional. You are in a stage of your career where you have had many accolades. You have had your moment. You have had your spot. You have had your opportunities. I don't care how she got the opportunities. I don't care the last name. Charlotte Flair, in the past, when she's been put in those opportunities, no matter what it was, whether it be that she has the Flair last name or she absolutely is an incredible athlete who puts on 5 stars, she's had those opportunities. But she's at a point in her career where it's time to do those favors for others. We talk about it. We hear about it a lot. It's called giving back to the business. And I'm not in that locker room to say what's going on or what exactly is happening in there. I just know that something about this situation is not right. The promo, the back and forth that was supposed to be delegated by Wade Barrett, who, might I say, be honest. And I'm a Wade Barrett fan and have been for a long time. He did an absolutely terrible job of mediating that. I mean, we know that these two women are not, not doing things amicably right now. There's real friction, it seems like, between these two women. So if you say that you're going to mediate the situation, you got to mediate the situation, and that is not what happened. This got personal. This thing seemingly went off the rails, and personal things were said. And if here's the thing that I've always understood or been told and understood in the business, is that when personal things get dropped in the back, hey, can I say this to get a reaction? Sure, let's pop the crowd. Let's do it. But those things have to be discussed. And I don't think that the things he said were discussed. And I think that the reason that they weren't discussed is because she was once again getting upset with Charlotte, and Charlotte, who honestly just seems lost right now. And you're expecting the general to lead the situation. This is the blind leading the blind. That's exactly what this is. Because Charlotte, like my man OG Tony said, it seems that Charlotte has lost her confidence. And if this is the story that they're telling, you got me, because I believe it. I truly do believe that this is where we're at. Charlotte Flair is an incredible athlete and incredible talent, but right now, emotions are getting in the way of business, it seems, and that's not what needs to be done. I will say this, and I will continue to say this. Is this in general, man, woman? Get your mental health right. It's important. Like, I'm not just here to prattle on. I don't do this on this show. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, I'll just shit on her. I'm not gonna just shit on her. Like that's exactly.
Leave that to Bruzy.
Hey, I was gonna say Bruzy, but
Bruzy's got us covered. No worries.
Damn, Bruzy.
Bruzy feels how he feels. But the fact of the matter is, I feel like personally, and that's exactly what I'm getting to, OG. How do you fix it? Charlotte has to fix herself. She needs to take time off of TV. In my personal opinion, if people are asking me, and this is my show, so I'm gonna give my opinion, she needs to do business up until WrestleMania. Just do business. Take time off. Figure out who Charlotte is once again. Figure out who Ashley is. Get yourself together. Because right now, she's going through a lot. I'm not going to say she's not going through a lot. And we all go through things. But this is a woman who has a camera put in her face constantly. You got to get away from that for a while. You got to do some introspective thinking, in my mind, because right now, Charlotte is appearing to not only do damage to her peers that she's supposed to be making look good on television and elevating them to that next level. She's not only doing damage to them, she's doing damage to her self-image as well. So, I don't know, man. This was a bad look. This segment was ugly. It was just another thing where it went off the rails. Tiffany taking the weird powder because she thought things were going to get personal, like there was going to be serious. Like this was, it was a mess. Very, very unprofessional. Like that whole segment just. If you want to get people talking, here we are talking about it. But as far as structural and what's professional in professional wrestling, it was just bad. Voice, you've been, like I said, you've been doing your thing. You've been right about this thing, especially Charlotte. Where are you at right now? What's your thoughts?
Well, my first thought is I want to be wrong about this. I want to see Charlotte come back because I know I keep going back to that moment in the ring. She expected the welcome back chant. She expected the love. and then she was going to go heelish. That's what was designed and set up for her. This is my belief. But the fans, and as we know, the fans are the smart ones, and the ones who think they're the smartest in the group are usually the ones who fall the hardest. But in this scenario, I think she's the one who is the fool on this, because she expected something out of this group of fans. She expected the welcome back. She expected we missed you. She expected all that. But what she didn't realize, and this may be because she's in her own bubble, the women's division progressed a lot when she was gone.
Yes, it did, bro. Let's talk about it.
The talent alone. I'm sorry, and I know she's not there yet, but let's just picture in the future when I say this, Charlotte was replaced with Jade when Jade came in there. Their whole idea is they're going to build on Jade. She is more likable. We are now seeing her in this mix with Naomi, to where her last moment in that ring is that devilish grin. I'm going to get my shit back, and I'm going to fuck you up and have fun in the moment. And I'm sorry, but us as WWE fans, we love things like that. We love when a character evolves. Because now, guess what you're giving us, Jade? You're giving us personality. Something that everybody said you didn't have. Now you got it. And that's awesome. Charlotte is missing that point. Charlotte is missing everything. But again, like I said at the very beginning, I want to be wrong. So if this is a masterful play and Charlotte is playing Oscar type performances, I love it. Give me more of that. Yes, exactly. Everybody stand up and applaud. I want to eat my own words. But when you break it down to human nature, Charlotte is somebody who has always been the top of this, the top of that, the top of what's coming up next. And she has been replaced. You have Tiffany Stratton, a young 25-year-old who gets it, who understands what the fans want. We want Tiffy time. 2 words again that got a whole crowd going. Tiffy time. And you're just pointing. They built her up.
Yeah.
Now, Charlotte is going to do what Charlotte does, but I do hope she takes Howse's advice. If you ever hear these words, do this match, do to the best of your performance. Everything that you have left in Charlotte Flair, Ashley, I want you to bring that out. And I want you to give this young lady, this young woman, the WrestleMania of her life. And then you need to go and you need to figure out who Ashley is again. And you need to figure out what gets your ass up and what laces up those boots and what gets you in a ring. And it can't be that goddamn name, because the goddamn name is done. After WrestleMania, it's done. Flair does not exist anymore. Now we need to know what Charlotte can do. And if you can't do it, you can't find that muster, and you can just get better mentally, fucking you won. You don't have to do it anymore. You've done everything you can. Like I said in the chat, this generation doesn't remember the 4 horsewomen. So when you say that, it matters nothing.
And that's heavy truth. That's heavy truth, bro. That's heavy truth. Grunt, go ahead and jump in on this, bro. Give us your thoughts on this Charlotte Tiffany situation. I knew it was going to get deep, and here we are.
Yeah, no, I mean, like it's deep because like we were all looking at this when Royal Rumble came around. We were excited. The official announcement that Jordan Grace is officially part of the WWE roster.
Yeah.
The official return of Alexa Bliss. Roxanne Perez being in the Royal Rumble. Like, and just we're just seeing that the women's roster in WWE has never been better. It is never, and you can say the 90s were great. Give the flowers to all the women that made the sacrifices that we all know they made in the 90s and 2000s. Give them their flowers. They deserve it. But this roster is the most talented. It has the most potential. And we were hoping that Charlotte Flair was going to come back in a good mind state, that she was going to be watching the product, being hyped, excited for all these new women that have the potential, that have the everything that you need. And she comes back thinking about herself the entire time. And Voice mentioned the Four Horsemen, and it's like let's look at them. Mercedes Moné is dying in AEW.
She's
Bailey
dancing with Tony.
Yeah, Bailey she's had a great run the last few years, but she's like, no disrespect to her, but she's kind of a mid-carder. Becky Lynch is pretty much, she can retire anytime she wants now. She's had the perfect career. And I don't know what more she can do for WWE, especially when you got, like I said, all these other great women coming up that are in their 20s. And they're killing it. Roxanne Perez is only 23 years old.
Crazy.
It's okay. Tiffany Stratton. Yeah.
It's like they're sharks in the women's division. That's all that's in that pool is sharks that are just, they can take anything that the four horsewomen did. And I is not knocking on any of them. Me and Grunt are not knocking them. What we are saying is that it has moved.
Oh, yeah.
And that name, it's just like when we were watching wrestling during the Attitude Era and moving into Ruthless Aggression. Four Horsemen meant nothing. If you would have thrown up Four Horsemen during the Ruthless Aggression era, no one would have. They would have been like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
No. When I remember the night after WrestleMania where Shawn Michaels ended Ric Flair's career, Triple H threw up the four. I'm like, what? What's this? What's this?
That?
I'd only been watching wrestling maybe a year at that point, maybe. So yeah, like Four Horsemen, they don't. It's just the name. It's just a word. It's just a phrase. Like Khan, everyone else in IYH probably has a much bigger love for Eddie Guerrero than I have. And it's like I came in when it's like they had where there was a moment where he turned on Batista, hit him with a chair. There was he had to fight Rey Mysterio over the custody of Dominic, and it's like people don't necessarily call that Eddie's best because the stories were lackluster. So it's like I didn't experience it, and I don't think I can go back, watch it, and experience it like I did. You have to experience Charlotte Flair, and it's like while I did experience Charlotte Flair was not much to experience because she was basically Ric Flair's daughter. That was her entire persona. That is who she is. So without that name, she has no idea who she is. And I'm very concerned that this is going to be the least good match on the card for WrestleMania, and this is going to be the one that everyone is going to expect to be the match that you get up, take a bathroom break, get some drinks, get some food.
We don't know what night that one's going to be, right?
Not officially. Not officially.
I think it is right now. It is expected to be night one.
I was kind of feeling the same.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to make a very bold prediction even before we get into the prediction show.
Okay.
If this is night one, this is going to be one of the top matches of the night.
Interesting.
I'm just going to say it.
Okay.
That's how much I want to believe in these two women.
Okay.
I think that they're both. I think Trips is going to be able to get to the middle of whatever it is that's going on with both of them for this moment. And I think he's going to be able to pull something out of them.
Okay.
I'm just want to throw it out there.
Triple H.
Right on.
Triple H has proven in his time in control that he has taken an entire promotion, an entire roster that was mediocre on average and has made them great on average now, or maybe not great, but really good. He has improved the entire roster in the short time that he's been in control. And
fair.
And it's so, but someone did ask her, where does Stephanie go from here if this falls apart? And I'm thinking there is a way to salvage this, because you need Tiffany to beat someone. And who better than a returning Becky Lynch returns to SmackDown and congratulates Tiffany, but then they have their back and forth, because Becky, we know her mindset. We know Becky is in a good mindset. She's good. She'll take all the losses you want her to take, because she loves pro wrestling. I don't know if Charlotte loves pro wrestling. I don't know. I've never really known that. I know that she is good at it, but there's a difference between loving it and being good at it. If you love it, like Tyson Kidd, Samoa Joe recently talked about him when he was talking with Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah,
and Tyson Kidd, he is regarded as one of the best professional wrestlers whose career ended way too early. And yet he is regarded as one of the best producers in WWE. He is regarded as one of the best minds for pro wrestling today. Like, this man, he has accepted his fate and has put his ego aside to do everything in his power to make as many people better as possible. Well, and that's, I think,
but that's a mind that's willing to put themselves aside for the company.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong.
That's not a mind we're dealing with Charlotte.
No,
I mean, at least
not.
from the outside looking in, none of us can actually know what's going on in her brain. But from an outsider looking in and watching this for a lifetime, that's what I can see. And good luck to her, I guess. All in WrestleMania.
And it's like I see what Jones is saying with it bringing vets in. Like, I get that, I do, but it's like
she's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, she's got to get a win over somebody that's name worthy. That's the problem. And she's not Charlotte.
And also, I want to add that, and we haven't talked about this, but I'm going to put it on the table right now. Once again, we all love Tiffany. Tiffany is great. She is a not to take anything from Roxanne Perez, but honestly, we could all say that Tiffany is in fact a prodigy of professional wrestling for sure. Like, not to take anything away from Roxanne's nickname, but
an athletic prodigy.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But you could argue that, hey, she's a paper champion. You know what I'm saying? Like, who have you beat? Yes, you cashed in Money in the Bank and took your opportunity, but who have you beat? Like, we need to know that you can stand as a champion, and I think that a key victory at WrestleMania is going to help solidify that. And then, after that, you get a Becky Lynch who's ready to go, good to go, mentally fresh, good with everything. All right, let's do business. Let's feud up until like SummerSlam. You know what I'm saying? Give them a solid back and forth up until SummerSlam, where they're messing around and big blow off at SummerSlam, whatever that may be. Tiffany and Liv would be a good feud on paper. That Hypocrisy says right there in that comment. Okay. I agree with that. Liv is at a point in her career where she can do no wrong. I mean, Liv is really just cooking, and everybody who's around Liv Morgan is benefiting from being around Liv Morgan. So yeah, Liv Morgan is honestly quite possibly the perfect dance mate for Tiffany right now. Tiffany and Chelsea Green would be great. Once again, great point by my man Hype. You got Nick, our guy Nick. I wanted to show him some love real quick. He said Tiffany also got shortchanged on, which should still be a good feud between her and Nia Jax. Nia Jax isn't on TV for some reason, so it doesn't look like Nia Jax is going to have a WrestleMania match. We got OG Tony saying that he feels that Tiffany is a true heel. I agree with that, but I think they went with the crowd because the crowd got behind her. Like when it was natural. That's the thing. The crowd naturally got behind her, so she's got to ride that wave until there's another good opportunity to turn her back heel. Because I think she does play better as a heel for sure. But they're riding the babyface wave. As far as Charlotte goes, I'm gonna leave it at this, and then we got to move on because we got other things to talk about. Take the time off. I mean, just get yourself right, whatever it may be, because like wrestling is always going to be there. Like you can always come back to it.
Going nowhere.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere, bro. It's not going nowhere. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But we got our man Nick in the chat right now. And before we go on to the next thing that I want to talk about, I want to talk about what's going down WrestleMania week. If we could get that image up there. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be going down because it's going to be Pod Mania. All these podcasts coming together to just have, get these communities together, man. It's going to be dope. It's going to be awesome. Voice knows a little bit more about it than myself, so I'm going to defer to my man here, Pod Mania, man. Give the household all the skinny on it.
Yeah, so basically, Podmania is we have these 3 channels that create. There's Mikey and his group, there's Nick and his group, and there's us, IYH. And we all, Nick, I will give credit where credit is due. This is all Nick's baby. This is his thinking and what he brought together. And we just were like, yeah, it's a great idea. We're going to jump on with you, whatever you need from us. So we're going to have some guests come here on in your house during the week leading up to WrestleMania. And we're going to discuss WrestleMania. And I believe they're going to, Mikey and Nick are both going to be on at least 1 or 2 of our shows. Monday, they will be with us. And then on a Sunday house party. So when we get together, we're going to discuss everything. What we're doing here is to cross promote and to show that there's a lot of room under the umbrella of talking wrestling and discussing things and getting all this information and these great content creators out there. So we want you guys of the household, we want you to enjoy when we bring everybody on. And we want you to go check out what they got going on. You got Mikey out there doing his thing. Give me 1 sec. I can pull up Mikey's, all his, what his podcast and all that is. But Nick has he has a Friday show. There it is. Okay. So this is Mikey's. It's BC Wrestling Pod. They got a really cool luchador logo going on there. Let me pull that one promo up back up there if you can see it in the top.
Is that Mike Hawks Long? Is that who that is?
I think it is.
We got a new chatter.
That's Mike Leguego.
Okay,
yeah, it's not that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a new chatter. Shout out to you, Mike.
Hi.
Mike Hawks Long. Shout out to you. Yeah.
Yes. What's up, Mike? So yeah, that's what we got going on, and it's all weekend. We're going to be joining them on their podcast too, and there's going to be Mikey's got a lot of different things. Let me tell you this: this dude, he's going to have so many watch-alongs. There might be a chance you get to see Kevin Calloway over there watching a match or 2 on some of the indie promotions going on. It looks like here, let me give you the dates. So Nick's Club Wrestling Happy Hour on 4/18. It's a call-in show. So me and anybody else who's in IYH and Mikey will be on there. So that's on 4/18. On 4/19, by Conics Wrestling Podcast, the watch along, that'll be me and anybody else who wants to join us from there. We'll be over there on Mikey's podcast. And then on the 20th, IYH, that's when we are going to have Nick and Mikey on with us. So on 4/20, they are going to be on here with us, and we'll be discussing a lot of IYH. And then there's the 4/21. We'll be doing something with them. And Mikey also on 4/20 later on, will be doing the watch-alongs of WrestleMania. So if you want to watch along with a commentator and hear what they got to say, that will definitely be the one to check out.
Man, this is exciting. This is great for all of our communities to come together. all household members, check out everything they're doing. Hopefully we can get their community to come join the household. It's going to be super exciting. And we've got 2 exciting Sunday house parties coming up in the next 2 weeks as we chronicle and talk all things the road to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Exciting times here at In Your House. And man, I got a great team to talk about it with, and we're going to continue those talks because we still have SmackDown to talk about. So many things that went on, and one thing I wanted to bring about and bring into this conversation is the debut of Rey Fenix, Luchador Rey Fenix. I really enjoyed this match, Voice. I know you talked about it in the chat. I love the fact that they had Nathan Frazier come on, one of the NXT Tag Team Champions. They did the same thing with Axiom a few weeks ago when he wrestled Gunther on SmackDown. And now they're doing it with Nathan Frazier. He had a match with Rey Fenix. This just felt right. It felt like a good introduction. We've all been waiting for it. I know Grun's been talking about it a lot. When's Rey Fenix coming? We know that he's coming. He's heading this way. He is finally here, and now he's going to be doing his thing on SmackDown. Grun, as somebody who has talked about this happening for literally months, we're here now. What were your thoughts when you finally got a chance to see Rey Fenix wrestle under the WWE umbrella?
Dude, it was something really special because that entire match, we didn't see him go at the full speed that we know he can go, but it was a phenomenal match showcasing that he's got some amateur wrestling in him. He's got some more than just some high fly spots. He's not just the luchador that can do the flippy do shit. He is one of the best luchadors out there today, one of the best professional wrestlers out there today, hitting the Mexican Muscle Buster.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
Yeah, my God, it was. But I got to tell you, that was not the best part of the match. The best part was actually just after. You could see his face, how he's you could see through the mask. He is so emotional. He's emotionally attached to pro wrestling. He loves this. Yeah. And you could see it when Penta, when he debuted, when he had his moment. I mean, these guys, they love professional wrestling. This is their first love. They've got families, but this is what they want to do. This is something that they have, and even how he said, "I am WWE." It's like he is like these guys. Oh, it was just such a special moment. And yeah, Nathan Frazier, he slipped up with a tope suicida.
Yeah,
a little bit walking.
He did, and I'm sure it's a move that he's done 1,000 times, and no excuse. So I'm definitely not gonna say, it was a perfect match. Like, I mean, for Penta, sure, or for Rey, sure, it was a perfect match, but match itself, yeah, like it had one or two mistakes in it, but no, like this, you call it nothing else but special just because of how Rey Fenix spoke afterwards and how he truly showed his love, respect, and desire to be in this industry.
True. No, well said. I just enjoy it, man. I didn't think Triple H was gonna do it before WrestleMania, but he did. Yeah. And you got to be careful, man, because Triple H, he's slippery, man. You don't know what he's gonna do nowadays for sure. And I enjoy it, man. I want to get some of Voice's thoughts before we talk about some of the bigger things that happened. Not that this wasn't big, but we're moving a lot of WrestleMania storylines along. So, Voice, thoughts, man. Rey Fenix debuts on SmackDown.
Yeah, it was. First off, as a fan of his over in AEW, and him and Penta, FTR, all those guys really keeping me interested in AEW at that time.
Sure.
And seeing the actual talent that these guys had running on a Saturday night, to see them now both in WWE, and to get the fans' reaction as they did was gave me goosebumps, man. The love that man just poured out of him after that match. Yes, did I in the chat say some things about Frazier? I did, of course I did, because that's what I do. But ultimately it was a good match. It really was. That guy really allowed Penta to shine, or excuse me, Phoenix to shine. And really Ray shows what true work and what dedication to something can pay off to. So does Penta. But Ray, because we're speaking of him right now, he really showed that if you just stay true to yourself, you keep moving, you keep collecting fans with whatever you do in those 5 minutes, it's all going to pay off. And for him to say that he is WWE animal, he is ready to go. Like, I love that dude. I think that's what we need a little more of when we see this. And I think we're seeing that with some of these LFG people coming up. Yes, they may have come from different backgrounds, but every day they're just getting a little more cup of love into this industry. And right now, Ray, Penta, even Ricky, their love of this industry is just overflowing in that cup, and we're witnessing it. And that's what makes greats. That's when you can forgive them for if they make a mistake, if they do something out of step, out of line, out of storyline. You can forgive that because you see that love. When you see the almost I don't even want to be here mentality, that's when the fans don't forgive as much. And they're going to be like, if you don't give a shit, then we're not going to give a shit with the wild shit we say. And I am guilty of that. I am working on myself. We are all progresses every day. Yeah. So,
hey man, all I'm saying is with this specific situation here, we're moving, bro. I mean, that's exactly what we're doing. We're just moving, we're growing, we're going, man. And I'm enjoying the things that I'm seeing. I'm enjoying the real live love that we see from talents that are like we are for a long time was seeing Ray Phoenix, and like, man, that man is in shackles right now. He can't do his art. He's being held down because somebody wants to be petty. I'm not going to get into the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is the gloves are off. The shackles are off. He's passionate about it. You see the same fire from his brother as well, like you guys said. And man, there's a lot of good business you could do with Penta and Ray Phoenix, whether it be solos competitors or when you get an opportunity to bring them together as a tag team. Then you could put them in the tag team division. That's going to be great. So much opportunities. I love it. I'm a huge fan of what's going on right now with these two men. And I'm just excited to see what moves forward with that. But we're going to do the same thing because we got to talk a little bit of United States Championship action. I'm getting excited about that. We have got some big things coming from Naomi. Naomi is going up against Jade. Their match is officially announced. The tag team division continues. And we got to talk about the main event that went down. The main event storyline continued. The favor came out and it was revealed. Also, we have to reveal who won Bracket Mania. Who are the winners of that? We're going to reveal that and talk about all things as we continue talking about SmackDown and the road to WrestleMania. But first, we got to take a break, pay a few bills, and when we come back, we're going to continue all that talk and reveal who won Bracket Mania. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello everyone, it's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
In your house, host crime master laying the smackdown. Top rope, high flyer, got the latest news on standby. In your house, crime master talking.
This SmackDown interview from last week, it really made Tiffany look bad. But here's the thing. That entire time, Charlotte had this smug look on her face. Tiffany stumbled over her words once or twice, but it wasn't just because Charlotte stopped talking. Charlotte repeatedly interrupted her. Charlotte repeatedly made her look like an idiot. Charlotte Flair very likely went into business for herself and is mad that most of the fan base don't want her back. Most fan base, like me, we don't want Charlotte anymore.
Guys, that was a clip from Grun's Room, our Friday SmackDown preview review show. Go check him out and everything that he's doing on his Twitch, and also check out, you can catch his podcast on the IYH network, and that's on Apple, that's on Spotify, anywhere that you get your podcast. But this podcast has to continue because we got to reveal who won Bracket Mania, and I wanted to do something to lead us up to our big episode. Once again, we have 2 big episodes coming in the next 2 weeks of the Sunday House Party. One really curated by myself, and then Voice, who's done a great job of getting us involved with Pod Mania, is really going to be doing this thing on the 20th. But I wanted to do something cool to lead us up to the 13th, and I'm a huge basketball fan. And I always love March Madness, so I did a little thing, Bracket Mania, and it was fun. It was fun to just kind of follow things and see where things were going. And now we're here at the end. We're at the end of it, the NCAA Bracket Mania Challenge presented by In Your House, and we have winners. We have winners, ladies and gentlemen, because there's no more points to be had after Duke got ejected and taken out of the tournament. So we have 2 winners. So I want to make sure that we throw it out there for the 2 winners. If you're listening and this is who you are, please identify yourself and let us know so we can review you as the winner. And that is Raa, RAAAA 3090187. So if you are out there and listening to our voices, approach myself, approach Voice, Grun, let us know so we can get you what you do. You came on and you played with us, had fun with us. We want to give you what you deserve and for winning this thing. So identify yourself. But that wasn't the only winner, because we had 2 who tied for number 1, and the second winner, who we do know, we can find her for sure. We know where she's gonna be at, and that is Mrs. Voice. Leslie Kuhn has won NCAA Bracket Mania, which means that Mrs. Voice will now get a piece of IY Army sent it to her, whatever she chooses, and also she will have an opportunity to host her own WrestleMania subject. Just let us know what it is, and we will talk about it next week. We're going to have a great panel. I put together a great panel. Really excited about this. We've got OVW referee and Midwest referee Aaron Grider coming on to talk WrestleMania with us. We have the Chaos Goblin. You can listen to him on Mondays on Window Liquors. Kevin Calloway is going to be coming to the Sunday House Party to join the panel and talk WrestleMania predictions with us. And then my man, I see him all the time over at Emerge. I saw him at GCW and Revolver. Austin Cohen is going to be coming on. He does production for all many promotions in the Midwest area. He's going to come on and join the panel, talk some WrestleMania with us. We will have that. We will have the return of Hypocrisy Jones. We will have Mrs. Voices WrestleMania subject and everybody's predictions next week. It's going to be a movie, ladies and gentlemen. Come and join us for a great episode, a great 2-week block of In Your House, the Sunday House Party specifically. But listen, we got to continue that conversation because we got to continue talking about SmackDown. And I'm loving this situation here that's going on with the character development of Naomi, the character development of Jade Cargill. This is a great build, great way for these two women who we were at some point thinking, are these women going to have a WrestleMania match? Maybe they'll do it on the SmackDown before WrestleMania. Maybe they'll do it on the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. No. These women are getting a WrestleMania match. It is official, ladies and gentlemen. Naomi is going to be going up against Jade Cargill. WrestleMania 41. Great opportunity for both these women who I am a fan of. Jade got brought up in the conversation earlier. I'm going to throw it to my man Voice. You're a huge Naomi fan and also chronicling and Jade and been a supporter of her for a long time. What are your thoughts on this match becoming official?
I like that the match is official. I will say though, Jade coming out at the beginning and attacking Naomi and then coming out at the end, that just felt very clunky to me. To me, that's an either or. You either do it at the beginning and do it, or you wait till the end and attack. But it played well because it kind of gave it gave Naomi a moment to fight back from, to climb a mountain in a match and get the win. It also made Jade look very powerful. I mean, it just showed that Jade can pretty much come out whenever the hell she decides she's going to come out. And if that's the route that they're going to take with Jade, where she's just this force that even the security doesn't want to deal with, once they bring up Jordynne Grace, that's going to be fantastic. Having two dominant women like that go against each other and have that type of energy, I would absolutely welcome that. But for this match, I'm excited that we got it for WrestleMania. Kind of wondering if we would have got it if we wouldn't have got the KO news and that match kind of scrapped. I'm not saying that we wouldn't have gotten it still, but it seems like maybe it was more like, hey, we got to shift a little gears, and we know the fans want this, and why not? I don't think this is one that you're not going to have any trouble pushing it forward, because you've already built a good base for where you want to go with it. And yes, Jones, I totally get that. That's why I said in the future, her and Jade would be a good thing. But like I said, I can't wait for this to have either a new chapter or a closure to this feud in some way or not. But I think both are ready for it. I really do. Yeah. There's something in Jade that seems different. Just the way she's maybe carrying herself since she's been back. But I feel that they're both ready for this moment, and I can't wait for it.
I agree. I will say I'm a big Jade fan, but I do think she needs to get better at, like, when the camera's on her, own that moment. Like, she's got to get in that moment. I think sometimes her promos are a little bit manufactured. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't feel real. And like, you got to be able to turn when that camera turns on. You have to turn on. I think that'll come in time.
Let me ask you though. Okay. Let me ask you this though. That last scene that you've seen with her in the ring and she's holding onto that top rope and she's just grinning at the camera.
Yeah.
Can you see the development there where she's getting
do.
it and she's holding her own in that moment?
Sure.
I think this, like I said, it was a little clunky and awkward for me as a viewer, but I think that really showed a dominance and kind of gave her that moment to where that question, because you know, a lot of people like you with minds like you, Howse, are noticing those things. I think that they noticed it, seen it, and that's how they're starting to create that. Just a guess.
Sure. No, I feel you. Grun, you want to go ahead and jump in on this? What are your thoughts, man, as far as where we're going with Naomi and Jade Cargill? They're now official for WrestleMania. Grunmeister, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think this is one part of me. I'm gonna be glad that this is over. That this is going to be over. This feud is going to be done. Jade is going to be moving on to something else. Naomi's going to be moving on to something else. At the same time, this feud was needed for both of them to develop, for both of them to had a change to their character. I will say, I do not like that they went with Naomi's babyface music and it's like no, like I'm sorry, this isn't Glow Queen, because like this can't be Glow Queen Naomi. Like it just doesn't work, because like the music's very hype, like hype up.
I wonder just to add to this point real quick. I wonder if they didn't think that far ahead to think, oh, we got to have some music in the pocket, like so maybe they're still working on that. I think it'll change, but yeah,
I like it. I like that they kept with now go back to her promo package that she did where she was acting nutso wacko.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now imagine that hitting and she's coming out wearing caution tape and she's not getting jumped by Jade. That hits a little different, man. That gives you that little, hey, don't talk to her, because you might be able to order her a drink, but she's gonna stab you with a fork.
Okay.
All right.
I like it. It gives a little insanity to her.
All right.
I'm seeing the vision.
Part of me is now thinking that I think they're waiting until WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Part of me is thinking they're waiting. They got something queued up that is good that they're gonna debut it at WrestleMania. I think that might be the plan.
I could see that. I could most definitely see that. I think we're all three of us are in agreement that both women are trending north right now. And it's great for them to have this opportunity at WrestleMania to be able to learn, grow. I can only assume that Naomi, with her years of experience, is going to lead this dance, because Jade's going to need it. And I'm telling you, and we all know it, and it's just the truth, the microscope is going to be on Jade, man. It's going to be on Jade, because it's followed her whole career. She's been called this prodigy. She's been called, she's next up, but here's the thing though. You can only ride on potential for so long before you got to start delivering and developing and showing something. This is going to be a pivotal match for Jade. Pivotal. And if things all go well, we're going to be having a conversation. There's two conversations we could be having after WrestleMania on this podcast. One of them being like, well, I mean, it was an all right match by Jade Cargill, but, there was a couple of things here and there, still she's going to be growing and yada, yada. Or the other conversation that we're going to be having is, oh my gosh, Jade Cargill showed up. The spotlight was on her. She showed exactly who she could be, what she could do, and she had a great performance at WrestleMania. I'm hoping that's the conversation that we have post-WrestleMania when we get to that point. But we're not post-WrestleMania right now. We're on the road to WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen. And we're full steam ahead for sure. And one thing that to me that been hit full steam ahead right now. That's the state of the United States Championship scene, where a lackluster and list United States Championship picture is now seeming to be heating up right now, because not only do you have champion LA Knight, who's out there having matches and doing his thing respectively with Tama Tonga. You also have a number one contenders last man standing match between Braun Strowman and up and coming huge star Jacob Fatu. And these two monsters are duking it out in a last man standing match for the opportunity to face LA Knight. Now, I want to say this, and I want to stand firm on it, and so I could properly turn around on it. I was super critical of LA Knight's first championship run as United States champion. I thought it was mid. I'll be honest. Thought it was mid. But I'm going to say this now. I think the way that he is making the championship feel important right now by saying, hey, big man, make sure you go shoot your shot. Take advantage of that opportunity, because when you do, you got to face me. You got to deal with me. That's how you do it. That's how you be a mid-card champion, but make it feel like it's the most important title on the show. Just a little switch like that for LA Knight was enough for me to be like, okay, I believe you now. I see you as that guy in the mid-card. And, maybe you could find yourself back in the main event scene at some point. But I just enjoyed that. And now you have somebody like Jacob Fatu, who is dedicated himself to bringing this United States Championship back to his family. So that way he can, be like, hey, I'm that guy. I'm next up. I could possibly come for that tribal chief type role right now, but let me show you what I can do, because I'm about to run through the competition as the United States champion. I like it. It's good stuff. I also appreciate Braun Strowman for his role playing in this. Braun Strowman is likely about to go back to catering. I don't even think Braun Strowman is going to have a WrestleMania match, to be honest with you. But you know what I can appreciate? The fact that this man came here and did business. And he had great matches to help build up this United States Championship scene. I think there's a real possibility where Jacob Fatu beats LA Knight at WrestleMania and becomes the United States champion. I think that's the right story to go with, and I think that it could honestly lead to some friction between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa that we're already seeing. We're already on that road. So now you have Jacob Fatu, who's going to have a symbol of excellence in the United States Championship. Hey, you have no choice but to fall in line and follow my lead, because what do you got? Well, you never won a WWE Championship. You lost to Ulafala, and you can't even get a WrestleMania match. So what are you leading, bro? I'm Jacob Fatu. I'm leading the charge right now. And I think that that's going to be the shift. It's going to cause friction between those two. But yeah, I want to get some of your thoughts, Voice, because I think me and you are somebody who appreciate mid-card championships. You know what I'm saying?
I
love mid-card
like
championships. So exactly. I want to get some of your thoughts, man. What's your thoughts on the current state of the United States Championship?
I love where it's at right now. This is giving me old vibes when DDP had it and everybody was running and gunning for him.
Yes,
when
sir.
Raven had it, things like that.
Goldberg had it. It was good when you had it, like him or not.
You gotta take these moments when everybody involved is giving their all, and that includes Braun Strowman. Like you said, the dude, I don't even know if he has a knee left after this one. So he might be in catering on some crutches or something, because and that's okay, because honestly, what's left for Braun Strowman to do?
Right.
Like, we've seen the monster among men do everything that he possibly can do. Without a balance or a adversary to what he is doing, there's really nothing. Yes, these two guys are going after a title, but there's nothing going against the monster. Jacob is a monster in himself, and for him, one of my favorite spots was the suplex onto the table. I mean, just the way that Jacob makes it look so legitimate, and like what I really appreciate right now is the US title fight, the chaos that is happening around it feels like people wanting something, people having to have this title. Like there is a demand for it. It's not like the world titles where we're getting stories. You know what I mean? And we're able to eat plentiful with those stories because we like that. But this title in itself, there feels like an urgency behind it, whether it's to obtain it or whether it's to retain it. Everybody involved has some type of passion for this title, and I love it. I think that's what we need. I hope Jacob walks away with it, because I would love the chaos that's going to bring inside the family themselves. And you know, honestly, Solo, if you want to sell me on Solo a little bit more, he cannot cower to LA Knight when he's on the outside of the ring.
Right.
You have to have, like, you would have to do what Jacob does anytime somebody tries to intimidate him. But like Solo, you have to do something, not be intimidated. That kind of took me out with Solo. And again, here we are, you know, talking again about the little things that Solo does. You know, some weeks we're like, this is amazing. He's hitting on all cylinders. And then you go to these nights and it's like, God damn it, dude. Why do that? You're destroying what you've built, at least in my eyes.
So let's stay there for a second. I want to stay right there. We're going to continue to talk about SmackDown and the road to WrestleMania. Let's stay there for a second. Solo Sikoa, friend of the show, Solo Sikoa, former In Your House guest. Love him, shared a locker room with him. Great guy. I mean, family man. You know, obviously we've seen a little bit more character development from him in the last year. Let's talk about it. Solo Sikoa is an interesting case where he was really like holding things down on SmackDown for about 8 months with the Bloodline 2.0, being built up as a top heel on the show. A pivotal point in WrestleMania moments that happened, you know, key wins over the likes of guys like John Cena, you know, and even on with that, it's like, here he is now, no match coming up at WrestleMania, not prominently featured as the force that he was, has had to defer to Jacob Fatu in a way where we're seeing the slow transition of the power shift within the bloodline, where Solo's going to have to take a back seat because Jacob is an absolute force. And like Voice said, we're about to see that when Jacob Fatu wins the United States Championship, because I honestly think that LA Knight doesn't need the title anymore. I think it needs to be on to bigger and better things with LA Knight. You need to keep building on top of that. And I think you finally got him. You convinced me with him as a United States champion to a point where it's like, let's test him out in some World Heavyweight Championship opportunities on slower months, you know, where it's not a SummerSlam coming up or a Survivor Series coming up or a Royal Rumble coming up. Let's try him on I'm not a fan of these shows. Let's try him on a Crown Jewel. You know what I'm saying? Let's try him on a Bad Blood. You know, let's try him on a Saturday Night Main Event for a title fight. It's there. The possibilities are there. And if the story is right, he could win it. You know, but I think that honestly, there's more opportunities for Jacob Fatu and what he can do as the United States champion, like Voice said. But my question, Grunt, is to you. What's going on with Solo Sikoa? He doesn't have a match. He's had big moments. I don't know, man. What are your thoughts on everything going down with the United States Championship match? But let's talk about Solo Sikoa real quick. I want to get some of your thoughts as a fan.
You know what? As a fan, I think what is going on with Solo Sikoa is that he is suffering from I believe that I love Paul Heyman. I think Paul Heyman is one of the greatest minds of professional wrestling. I think he overestimated where they were in the Bloodline storyline. I think Solo, Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa are now suffering from the idea that the Bloodline storyline needs to keep going on. I do believe that they need to end the tribal chief of the WWE thing. I believe they need to end it. I believe Solo Sikoa. I believe the right match should have been a multi-man match for the United States Championship with Solo Sikoa in the match as well. And you can throw whoever else you Andrade. You can throw Mello in there if you want it, and have either LA Knight retain, Mello, or have Jacob Fatu win. I think those three. Oh damn, Jones doesn't like that. I think that the Bloodline storyline's gone on a little too long. We're in a lull moment with the Bloodline storyline right now.
Oh yeah, we're absolutely in a lull.
Okay, so it's like I can definitely, and look, I acknowledge my tribal chief Roman Reigns. He's my tribal chief. We acknowledge Roman Reigns here. We do. Okay, but let's be honest. Like Solo Sikoa, he has absolutely improved with his time interacting with Jacob Fatu and building up to what seems to be a match between the two of them. And see your but Jacob Fatu, like he's most likely winning at WrestleMania. And Solo Sikoa, I don't think we should be too shocked if Solo Sikoa starts accidentally calling himself United States champion, or says we are the United States champion.
Yep, I could see that.
We
are
the champion. And Jacob says, nah.
Not the champion. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm United States champion. I won Solo. I did this for you. Do you want me to hate you, Solo? I don't want to hate you, Solo. I love you, Solo.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Real quick, though, there is a rumor out there that Roman is dropping the OTC title, that all of that tribal chief stuff is going to be ended at WrestleMania through the story that is being told. And here's the thing, because Grun, you get your talking and you get my brain going. And what if Solo ends up coming out and stopping Jacob from winning the U.S. title? Ooh, and that is how we start ending the bloodline. And that's
look in the chat. Oh, same time,
the same thing.
Same time. Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Gosh, you and Tony are on the same wavelength.
Just the more that you guys were talking about it's starting to look a little more like that might be where we're going, because where do you go? Grun, I think you bring up a great point with this 2.0 bloodline is being hindered by this original bloodline story. Yes, did it need to happen as long as it did? Most definitely. It built up this amazing story, and then it came to this. Now it seems like we're stuck in, where do we go next with it? How do we continue this? Everybody's grasping for these storylines to pull into it. There's rumors out there that this is the end of Roman Reigns' tribal chief character angle.
I don't think he needs it anymore.
Honestly, I think there needs to be a new chapter of his greatness. Everybody's been through it. I mean, I just want to make the point, like generations of greatness, like somebody like The Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? Whether, it's him being the dead man, or, leading the ministry of darkness, or being the American badass, or his Phenom era through the Ruthless Aggression era, and all the different levels that we've seen of The Undertaker. Hey, let's do that with Roman Reigns too. We all know about the big dog. We know the big dog wasn't the best part, but we do remember the Enforcer of the Shield, and he played well as the Enforcer of the Shield, absolutely. So you got the Enforcer of the Shield, you got the big dog, you got the head of the table, and then finally you have the tribal chief. But what's the next level? Once you shed that layer of skin, what is the next level of greatness that you're going to be able to attain as Roman Reigns? And I think that it's time to see that next chapter. We saw 5 years of dominance from Roman Reigns. Let's see the next chapter and see if he could tell us some stories, because let's say it here. Once again, I know I'm bringing him up a lot. He's one of my favorites of all time, and that's The Undertaker. The things that The Undertaker did and the greatness that he displayed didn't always have to do with the World Heavyweight Championship. Sometimes he was just doing some crazy shit. So let's see it. What's up, Roman Reigns? I know you got it in you. Let's see that next level of who you can be and what you can do as Roman Reigns. So most definitely. Go ahead, please.
No. I just remembered that we're not even talking at that point yet. So we're
about to get there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Boop.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Well, we're definitely about to get there. But before we do, I want to talk about the state of the tag team division before we get to the big main event segment, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns, because we're going to be talking about that for quite a bit. But I don't want to just not talk about the tag team division. I know you had some pretty heavy thoughts voiced about the match on SmackDown. But we once again, it was another topic of conversation in the group chat, and that was the tag team division and what's happening on SmackDown. I kind of laid it out a little bit with kind of like a chart almost of where the top tier tag teams are, the lower tier tag teams, and then the mixed tag teams or whatever. I get somebody who, once again, me and you share in that way that we're both admirers and lovers of tag team wrestling. I want to get some of your thoughts as what you're seeing as the current state of the tag team division on SmackDown, and I guess maybe in WWE in general.
Okay. Well, in general in WWE, I think the tag team division is phenomenal. I'm so happy that they're pushing it, they're getting it out there, and highlighting it a lot more. And specifically talking about highlighting it more, this Mello Don't Miz tag team faction. I love their interaction they had with Pretty Deadly. It gave Pretty Deadly, me and Grun were talking about it before we went on air. But to me, it gave Pretty Deadly a little more credibility. It gave him a little more edge in that, and humor. Me and Grun both talked about how that tag team itself can be humorous, but still have an element of being serious. Like, we could kick your ass also. Like, just because we're being funny right now doesn't mean that can't happen. And plus, I think you get that with Mello Don't Miz. But what I seen with the number one contendership, to me, that was not a number one contendership match. To me, that wasn't the best of in the teams that we had in that ring. That was not the best performance that they can have. Grun, if me and you can sit there and we can talk about what we watch from AEW, then as what we do, if we're true to our word, we have to say the same thing for this match, because it was the exact same. The machine guns looked not good all the way up until the last 2 minutes of the match. Then the machine guns looked like themselves. Alex Shelley was a little slow coming off whips. He just didn't. I didn't have a feeling of this is a number one contendership match. That's not what I had. And for the Street Profits, I love what they were doing. They're sitting in the crowd. They're watching what's happening. They're being entertaining in themselves. But for me, the match that the Street Profits had the week before was way better than this number one contenderships match for that exact title. DIY, I'm sorry, I'm done. Like, you guys, okay, great, woohoo. Like, I'm done with it. Like, it doesn't hit for me anymore. Now put them as a singles guys. You might got me watching their matches, but
sure.
You know, if it wasn't a number one contenders match, I'm sorry, I wouldn't have watched it. And like I said in the chat, I don't know why, because if you would go back 10 years, this would have been my favorite match of the night. I would have had a totally different opinion, but it's not 10 years ago, it's today. And I didn't see it.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. You know, you got hype in the chat. He's saying jet lag be real. I agree with you, bro. And that could definitely play a factor. But yeah, and such a pivotal match that we're leading up to big things going on in the tag team division, a thriving tag team division. And, you know, to be fair, these are the aces of your tag team division. You know what I'm saying? The Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, they didn't back and forth the tag team titles with each other for no reason. They're the aces of your division. So like, you kind of got to set that standard a little bit, especially in a thriving tag team division that's going down on SmackDown. Grun, let me get a few of your thoughts before we talk about the main event segment, the favor, the CM Punk. What's your thoughts on the tag team division right now?
Right now, I think the tag team division is overall at its best. But that does not mean that it can't be better, because if you look at NXT, they got, as we saw earlier, Nathan Frazier, Axiom. They are absolutely the best tag team in NXT right now, and unfortunately, because of how the other tag teams in the NXT tag team division, they're holding Fraxium in NXT. Not intentionally, but just because they're not ready to take their spot and fill Fraxium, the Fraxium void at the top of the tag team division in NXT.
That's fair.
Raw definitely needs an improvement on their side of the tag team division. They've got War Raiders at the top, which I think is, in theory, can be great, but they don't have a lot of solid tag teams to challenge. They don't have a lot of tag teams that have proven themselves to be consistently good. You got the Creed brothers, but they're also not being pushed very hard right now. Right now, the El Grande Americano thing is being pushed really hard.
Yep.
And forcing the Creed brothers to take a step back.
Yeah.
Judgment Day is on the verge of breaking up. And like I love that they have split Penta and Rey, but I absolutely want to see the War Raiders as tag team champions until Penta says that he's ready to be a tag team champion. And people are asking, well, who's his partner gonna be? Hit Rey Fénix's music, and then crowd blows up. The Lucha Bros are back.
Yeah. It's almost like the Raw tag team division needs Lucha Bros.
Yeah, they really need them, and I get what people are wrong to say, but but DIY versus Lucha Bros, Lucha Bros versus Motor City Machine Guns. Like, hey, I love those ideas for matches too, but let's be honest. The much better match is the two big, beefy, meaty men taking on the Lucha Bros.
Yep. It's going to be better. It's just going to be better.
Yeah.
No, I feel it. I think, listen, the tag team division is going to be interesting. I mean, even the women's tag team division, they're going to have a gauntlet match with a lot of teams that's involved. And it made me think, my God, the women's tag team division is so developed. You can hear myself and Annie talk about it almost on a weekly basis, is the development of the women's tag team division. I really enjoy those conversations. So follow myself and Annie as we continue to talk about the women's tag team division and everything that's going on as they ride into WrestleMania. Definitely got some thoughts on that as we get there, but we got to stay here because we got to talk about the main event segment that went down, and then we're going to have some final thoughts here. I kind of wanted to save it for the end just because it feels like that's where it needs to be at, and that's just some thoughts on Kevin Owens. The triple threat, as we're riding into it, man, I'm really enjoying what we're seeing. It was a story throughout the night that CM Punk said, I'll tell you the favor when Roman Reigns shows up. I really love the emphasis of Paul Heyman's role in this story. I mean, as a manager myself, as a lover of managers, as a lover of Paul Heyman, this was just a great touch to me as he's waiting for his tribal chief to come out, show up, and be there, and we can get this favor from his best friend, Paul Heyman's best friend, CM Punk. We saw Rollins come in, and Rollins just sticking his nose in the business. That's kind of what it is. Rollins is just like the whole thing. I love Seth Rollins, but for that segment, it almost was giving like, why did you even need to be there? You know, like for a little minute. Once again, love Seth Rollins, but that was just a feeling, because everything that was told in this story was between Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Paul Heyman. And my God, Paul Heyman, one of the most incredible. I mean, guys, I talk about, especially if you're a fan of managers and you're a hardcore fan of wrestling, you're a fan of managers, please, please, please don't take Paul Heyman for granted, because as far as managers goes, he's a generational talent, and he's become a key pivotal piece in a WrestleMania main event. And you know what I really like, y'all? I really like the emphasis that is put on by Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and CM Punk, that night one is a WrestleMania main event, because you have people saying, oh, well, night two is the real main event because it's the end of the event. You know, whatever, you know, we get it. You're a level 56 warlock, you know everything. You're the smartest wrestling fan in the room. Listen, the main event is the end of the night of the show. And also it's a vibe, it's a feeling, it's what you put into it. And these men have put energy into making this night one WrestleMania main event feel like a WrestleMania main event. They've done the work. Paul Heyman has played his role. It was masterful. The role that Roman Reigns played in it, just smug and like, it's because of me. You're a WrestleMania main eventer because of me. I made you relevant, this and this and that. Seth Rollins coming in and saying, listen, man, you let him come into the playground, and now he's doing something that's important to me, and that's main eventing WrestleMania. And I said I was going to stop this from happening, and you let it happen. Roman Reigns coming in and saying, well, unlike your unloyal ass, I keep my promises, and he helped me out and helped the family out at Survivor Series, so I'm holding my word. But what Roman Reigns didn't expect is that even though he thought his wise man was going to hold firm and say, no. I know we had this vision back when we were in OVW together and I saved your job and you never, forgot that. And we've rode this wave together. There's one promise you made to me, that when we get to that point, when I main event to WrestleMania, you were going to be by my side. So the favor is, I'm going to force Roman outside of his comfort zone, because your wise man is going to be my best friend come WrestleMania. And man, I gotta tell you, CM Punk stood tall at the end of the night. You had Roman Reigns selling his ass off for him, looking like Peter Griffin when he falls down the stairs on Family Guy after the go to sleep. It was just, they're continuing these great segments between these three men, and to me, as a viewer, they're making this match feel like it's a main event. Voice, I'm going to throw it to you, man. You got a chance. You're fresh off of it because you checked it out yesterday. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on everything going on between this triple threat?
Well, you can call things whatever you want them. I believe a famous comedian actor that we all love, Chris Farley, had a line that said, I could shit in a box and put a guarantee on it. It's still shit in a box. And the reason I say that is, this is a main event match, but it is not the main event of WrestleMania. I am one of those nerdy stickler guys who believes that last night, that is your WrestleMania main event. This is a great match, though. So let me get all this clear. What the amount of energy that everybody who is putting into this match itself is phenomenal. This is great storytelling. This is artwork happening as we're watching. And I would like to say, though, what Seth is doing in negative space is louder than what he could do in the middle of all of this. Seth is getting ready to turn. Seth is getting ready to become, fuck everybody else. No one wants to listen to me. I'm going to do everything I want on my own. I don't care. I don't need anybody. And he's going to turn. Roman is getting ready to drop this tribal chief thing. He is losing his wise man, the guy who has made sure the promised land has always been there whenever he wanted to walk into it. That is going to be out of his comfort zone. Yes, that was very evident that CM Punk wanted to do that. But what does that bring for our tribal chief? Because there's only one person around him anymore calling him the tribal chief. Who else is calling him that? The fans? It's just Paul.
Yep.
And when you take that away, are you still the tribal chief if no one acknowledges you?
Ooh, heavy.
Does the emperor have clothes? Go check that out, kids. That's a deep cut. Go look that up. But anyways, what I'm saying to everybody is there's a lot of changes that are going to be happening in this, and I'll give it the credit it deserves, this main event match. This is going to change the landscape of what we know in the WWE at the top of the chain with these guys. From WrestleMania on, we're going to have different variations of pretty much everybody in this ring. And I welcome it because goats always need that next chapter until the book is done. And we do need one more from Roman before he goes on. And Seth is ready to become whatever is next in him.
Sure.
I mean, he's Seth freaking Rollins for a reason. People still sing his entrance for a reason. But I did like what you said about him. It doesn't seem like why is he even there? And that really resonated with me because I'm watching him. I've taken notes from you. You always told me to watch Finn and watch what he's doing. I've taken that with other guys too. Seth, I'm watching what Seth does because Seth is always moving and Seth is always creating.
That's fair. That's more than fair. No, I appreciate that you took that in because that's a very, very good point. Seth could be the key in all of this. Where the focus on this segment, now I'm with you now, where the focus on this segment was Keely, everything that's going on with CM Punk, Paul Heyman, and Roman Reigns, you still got that element of Seth Rollins. What's he do? What factor is he going to play? Seth Rollins has turned on people before. That's the story of Seth Rollins, is that he's not a loyal man. He's loyal to himself and what he wants and what he gains from it. We've seen that storyline where Seth is the company guy and he's WWE is better than any other promotion, blah blah blah. And you know what, the fans shit on him for it because they wanted that alternative, with AEW, and we were all ready for it. But when it wasn't cool to back up WWE, guess who was backing up WWE? Seth Rollins, as the leader of the ship. When he was holding the title, he would go on the internet and he would say, I firmly believe that WWE is where the best are. This is where, we've been the pinnacle for years. That's not going to change. We're going to make sure that doesn't change. And as the champion, as the top guy, I'm going to let you know I'm defending my brand. We've seen that, and that was what it was. I think we're going to go back to seeing a more selfish Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins is going to be in a completely different lane. And I guess I want to throw this on the table as we continue to talk about this segment. I'm going to throw it to Grun. Grun, do you think there's a reality where we can see something that nobody was really thinking about? And, we have Paul Heyman, who is the guy behind Roman Reigns. He's the wise man. He's the special counsel. We know he's the best friend and the confidant of CM Punk. But maybe we could see a reality where Paul Heyman throws all that out the window and backs a new horse and pledges his allegiance to Seth Rollins. So, Grun, what do you think, man? What do you think about the segment? All of that. Just talk to me, man. What do you think?
I think I gotta agree with Voice on. They're definitely lining Seth up for something. for a character change, for a heel turn. I can absolutely see that is 100% happening after Mania, 100%. Now Paul is most known for being Brock Lesnar's speaker, his advocate.
Yep.
And with Roman Reigns and CM Punk now, and Paul Heyman, he has been CM Punk's manager before, and even during that time, and even during the time with Roman Reigns, like Paul may do some talking, but he doesn't do the most talking. He can definitely take the behind the scenes, the secondary role and be the guy that he's just there. He just books the flights. He gets them to the show. He makes sure that whoever he's representing is treated like the champion they are, even if they're not holding the title. So, I like, man, I said on my show this past Friday night that the favor was going to be to make the triple threat match at a stipulation where the winner was added to the John Cena Cody Rhodes title match night 2. So now I look like an idiot.
Well, you took a swing.
No, we took a swing. That's what we do. We speculate. It's WrestleMania season, bro.
Took a swing, missed. But now with the favor being that CM Punk wants Paul Heyman in his corner for the match, anything is on the table. 99% of these matches, I really don't know how they're going to end because.
Well, here's the thing, Grun, real quick. But that just because he needs to be in his corner doesn't mean that he's got to be for him.
Exactly.
And this is Paul Heyman. Yeah. So at the end of the day, just because you have him in your corner doesn't mean that Paul Heyman isn't willing to stab you in the back for what's best for him, what's best for the company. So there's so many things on the table right now.
Absolutely. He's one of my favorite slimy pieces of trash, Paul Heyman. I love it.
And it's like, if you think about it all the times, he doesn't degrade any competitor against his guy unless there's a reason to. He degraded Jinder Mahal. Oh, but Samoa Joe brutally attacked Brock Lesnar, and Paul Heyman could not say a single negative thing about Samoa Joe because
I remember that.
He knows he knows Joe is a different beast altogether, and he could absolutely beat Brock Lesnar.
I like what Hype Peter is saying. Bright designer suits would be fabulous.
They would.
That'd be great.
Yeah, you know what? Damn it. I think Jones has sold me on it. Yep. Paul Heyman is going to screw over for Roman Reigns and CM Punk at WrestleMania to help Seth Rollins win. And next Monday night on Raw, it's going to be Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman dancing to the ring.
That would be amazing.
In the most obnoxious looking suits or attire you have ever seen.
That is hilarious. I dig that. I want it now. That's what I need is that to happen for sure, man. And this main event segment, once again, I think it was money. I think we all agree that it's going to be a great main event. It's going to be most definitely pivotal to the future of WWE past WrestleMania and what these men are going to do next. Yep. And we're going to continue to talk about it. We have a lot of big episodes coming up, guys. A lot of big episodes. I'm excited. I love WrestleMania season, and I love everything that we are doing as a community to help hype up this great time for you guys, the household, and other wrestling communities out there coming together and talking about it. Now, one last thing I wanted to talk about before we slide out of here, call this a great episode. Everybody enjoy their Sundays. I'm going to be kicking it, doing my thing, and got some stuff I want to finish. Devil May Cry and Pacers are playing tonight, so I'm gonna check that out for sure, and just enjoy the rest of the night before we get the week started. But we talk about wrestling and what it does and how it makes us feel and things of that nature, the communities that it brings. I know a little bit in my wrestling soul today. I'm sad, and the reason why is because somebody who I enjoy, who I've watched for years and years, and have been a huge fan of. I mean, I don't buy many wrestlers shirts, but man, I bought me a Kevin Owens shirt, and I got a chance to see him a lot of times during his NXT run, times when he came to Indianapolis, saw him in Cleveland, and saw him firsthand. Kevin Owens is an amazing competitor. Man, it just sucks to hear with the neck injury weeks before WrestleMania. It's just, you hate to hear it, man, because they're still out there. That there's people that are gonna be thinking there's always going to be those people that are like, oh well, is it a story? I mean, I know they're swinging and doing different stuff. I just don't see why do that. Like for what reason? I think it's legit. I think he has to have surgery. I think we're not going to see Kevin Owens for a long, long time, unfortunately. And you know what? Oh my God. I got to say, oh my God, because I want to get some of your guys' thoughts and relationships with Kevin Owens and your guys' thoughts on the announcement, but I have to get this out there. They're talking about this man's neck has been hanging on by a thread for the last 4 months. All right. I want you guys to soak in what I'm saying right now, that his neck has been hanging on for a thread for the last 4 months. Now, y'all soak that in, and now I'm about to throw this at y'all. This man had a brutal ladder match at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Undisputed Championship at the Royal Rumble. He had an insane unsanctioned match at Elimination Chamber against Sami Zayn with his neck hanging on by a thread. Are you kidding me? That is somebody who's passionate. That is somebody who loves this. That is somebody who's came from the very, very bottom in the smallest of venues. You know what I'm saying? And has came up to the show and has done amazing things. Main evented WrestleMania in a tag team match against one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Had a WrestleMania match against Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was a dream for him to do, his favorite wrestler growing up. Being one of the very first Universal Champions. I got a chance to see him during his Universal Championship reign. And all the stuff that he's done in between with Sami Zayn and NXT, his feud with John Cena, their time, him and Sami Zayn's time in Ring of Honor as Steen and El Generico, all the stuff that he's done. My God, just an incredible career. And for it to be at a point right now where it's like, we don't even know if we're going to see him ever again. Man, I just really hate it. I know him and Randy Orton was going to bang at WrestleMania. Voice, I really don't know what else to say, because like it sucks. I hate this. I'm a huge fan of Kevin Owens. I don't really know what else to say, man. Give some of your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm there with you. If honestly, if this is real, this is devastating. It's gonna suck. As I say that, though, I take a deep breath and I say, this is Kevin Owens. This is a guy who is willing to push that envelope. He had no problem to possibly. I mean, if his neck is this messed up, he had no problem peeling back the mat and wanting to impale his best friend.
Yes, he did. My God.
So let me paint this picture, okay? And don't get this any misconstrued. If this is true, I am like, this is sucks, because Kevin Owens is the stone cold of this generation. He's the guy who you still tune in to see what the fuck is he going to do next. But in that same thought, if we are there at WrestleMania and we see Randy Orton in type of any gear, you're going to see Kevin Owens popping out and beating the shit out of him. And the match will happen. It'll be interesting. I'm thinking.
I want to believe that.
Good
Listen,
thoughts.
bro, I want you to be right. I want you to be right. Trust me. Nobody wants you to be right more than me. I promise you, bro. I want this to be a story. I want this to be part of the continuation of the sick and twisted individual, the sociopath that is Kevin Owens. I hope. But if it isn't, I hate it because I am such a huge fan. Grun, what you think, man? Where you at?
Man, I've been looking all over online, saw that Kevin Owens believes that this injury occurred at a house show, not the ladder match, and it's like, that's the crazy.
Yeah,
because it's just a reminder that the craziest spots don't always lead to the career-ending injury. I always bring this up because I remember seeing this. This is the first time I saw a nearly career-ending injury for Edge. He tore his Achilles tendon just doing the spear. Yeah. Like, he hadn't even made contact and he tore his Achilles tendon. And it's like, God, like, it is so easy to get injured in this industry. And it is so easy. It's not the, oh no, he's being through. Nope, Mick Foley survived the Hell in a Cell against Undertaker, and that didn't end his career. Shockingly, it wasn't Jeff Hardy's numerous times jumping off ladders and throwing his body through shit. That didn't end his career. It's just these little things that completely. And now it is looking like Kevin Owens will be back in 2 to 5 years. Hopefully sooner. Yeah. Sooner. Right now I'm thinking like Kevin Owens, this would absolutely be sick and twisted if this was all storyline. Absolutely. And
how do you sell to us nowadays? How can you sell?
We
know everything about Randy Orton. If this was a sell job and he was faking it in a normal sense, Randy Orton would have attacked him. We would have figured it out. Or KO would have attacked Randy Orton. But they didn't do that. Yes, could it be because his neck is really messed up? Or could it be because we think we're too smart and they're pulling the rug out from under us?
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to build it up. Again, I hope he is perfectly fine. And if this is a real legitimate injury, I really hope that it heals. We get KO back in some form and capacity. But something's not right here because if you did it at a house show 4 months ago and then Howse laid out all the matches that happened after that time, we should be calling him Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
And that's another deep cut, fan. So if you want to know what that is, check out Christopher Reeves.
I mean, Seth Rollins, he wrestled with a whole bunch of injuries for like 9 months leading up to last year's WrestleMania.
But nobody said any of those injuries were hanging on by a thread.
True.
Yeah.
True. But at the same time, like we know there's a reason why doctors always say get a second opinion. Why it's always encouraged to get a second opinion from another doctor.
Good point.
But when you're adding so many of these extras onto just what the base is, the Occam's razor, this is where we need to be. Occam razor kids out there, this is a new thing you're going to learn. It's the straightest way to get to the point, the resolution. So here we are. He has a neck injury, going to be out for this amount of time, move on. But what we're getting is his neck, it was so devastated. It was to this point. Oh, he might be out for 2 to 5 years. You know, it's there's so much extra. Yeah, exactly, Jones. This is exactly what I'm talking about. 2 to 5 years is a wild timetable.
Yeah, that is.
Just throw out there.
I mean, Randy Orton was out for a year and a half with spinal fusion, and it's like Randy's lucky that he got back to the ring. Yeah. Big E, he's been out for over 2 years, and he had a neck injury.
Yeah, true. So, man,
but
oh, go ahead.
No, we can't compare neck injuries. So I feel disgusting trying to do that. Not you, Grun, but what I was about to say next. I'm stopping myself, and I'm gonna move forward.
Yeah,
I did see this though.
Because like some people get lucky, other people don't.
Exactly.
We've seen it. Bryan Danielson, we thought his career was over. We thought Paige's career was over. We thought Edge's career was over.
Yeah.
Or Corey Graves he's hoping that it's like. We don't know. Like we know medical technology. I know you don't like Corey Graves, okay, but we know medical technology is always advancing. So hopefully, like I would love to see Corey Graves in a match, but I don't. But at the same time, like I never got to see him wrestle, so I don't know how good he is in the ring. How much I would like.
He was all right. I mean,
so it wouldn't be a big deal. All right, but I would love to see. I would love to hear that Kevin Owens is going to be fine. Back in 6 months, or he's gonna show up at WrestleMania, say, all you bastards, you didn't send me get well cards. You didn't do this. I lied to all of you bastards to see how much you actually cared about me. You didn't. What the hell is wrong with all of you?
Kevin was right again.
I want to know what he said to that fan.
Oh yes, man.
Someone. Someone, I'm guessing someone really said something that he
got
really
him hot.
hates.
Yeah, somebody said something that got him hot for sure. I agree with that.
Really?
Hype saying Big E's timetable was no timetable, not 2 to 5 years. That's hella specific, but not specific simultaneously. I feel what you're saying, man. Most definitely, totally feel what you're saying. But once again, just like everything else on this insane road to WrestleMania. We just gonna have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no better cap off to what was a great episode in your house is that we're on the road to WrestleMania. We just gotta wait to see what happens. We gotta be patient. It's gonna be great. So, guys, this has been a great episode of In Your House. And guys, we got to call this a really great episode. If you guys are following us or checking us out live, make sure that you go up and do a springboard 450 splash on that like button. Subscribe to us. Make sure that you are spreading the word of In Your House. We're doing some really great things. Our man Nick always says, smash the like. We have big episodes coming up. The 13th, we have the WrestleMania prediction show special with a great panel. We're going to have the core four, the voice Josh Joseph, the blue-eyed villain Grunmeister, and the producer of the show, Hypocrisy Jones. But we are also going to have the Chaos Goblin, Kevin Calloway, professional wrestler and podcaster Kevin Calloway is going to come on and join the WrestleMania prediction panel. We have OVW and Midwest referee Aaron Grider coming on. He's going to join the panel for this big show. And we have Midwest professional wrestling producer and been on many shows such as Emerge and GCW and Revolver, Austin Cohen. He's going to come on. He's going to join the panel. And of course, we have our Bracket Mania winner, Mrs. Voice. She's going to have her subject. We're all going to talk about her subject when we have it presented on the 13th of April. Then on the 20th, we're going to be taking apart all that week. But prior to, but on the 20th, we're going to have the organizers of Pod Mania. They're going to be coming on. It's going to be a great episode. But I'm going to talk about all that. I'm going to let Voice talk more about it when we get to that. But first, I'm going to get to Grun, because Grunmeister, where can they follow everything that you're doing and where they can catch you, man?
You can catch me at twitch.tv/Grunmeister, where I stream every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. That is my Grun's Room SmackDown preview review show, where I talk all things SmackDown. But please remember to hit the follow button though, so you know when I go live, because sometimes I'm sneaky and I stream some games in between.
Most definitely. Maybe they can catch you playing some Devil May Cry, because I know that you started playing that after watching what's once again such a awesome show. But you know what? Another guy who puts on awesome shows and is helping to organize this whole thing with Podmania and In Your House's representation on it, that is my man, the voice, Josh Joseph. We're going to catch you in everything that you're doing, man.
Well, fans, if you enjoyed what you've seen here, why don't you stop in on a Monday night, 7 p.m. It's a date night. Join me, Grunmeister. He is our blue-eyed villain. And we have Kevin Galloway. He's our Chaos Goblin. We talk about 3 subjects of Monday Night Raw. I usually bring one to the table because I like to share with the fans. My greedy co-hosts, they come to the table. They'll still talk to you about it, but they're pretty opinionated. They're stuck in their ways. So come join me, argue with them. It's a fun time. That's 7 p.m. every Monday night for the Raw preview show presented by In Your House and under the Window Lickers moniker there. So come join us. That's a fun place to be if you like to get a little weird. Come be a window licker with us. You'll get to see all the IYH stuff, but you'll get to be in the weirdo section. So it's a fun section. Outside of that, you can catch me Thursdays with Howse, where we go to ECW and we watch ECW wrestling. We go back in time. It's in the 90s. It's a wild time. There's wrestling, there's violence, there's blood. It's a fun time, and me and Howse, we guide you through it. So come in, stop in and see what we're doing there, because it's a fun time over there in ECW watch along. And then Sundays here at the house party, that's what I do. What you've seen here, that's what I do here. And Howse did mention that we are joining up with Nick and Mikey, and we are doing a Podmania. This is going to be an event that includes all of these podcasts, and we're going to be on everybody's show. So come join us, be a part of it. You're going to enjoy it. Like Nick said in the chat a while back ago, there's going to be something for everybody. And trust me when he says that there will be something for every type of fan out there of wrestling. You will enjoy what we're doing. In the next coming days and a week, we will start having schedules. Yeah, Howse.
I just want to have a thought. Maybe we during that week with our Podmania friends and this big thing that we're doing, maybe we can play a little bit of That's True, That Might Be True, That's Ridiculous with our buds. How about that?
I think they would enjoy that, because that is a fun game, and a lot of people who play it with us, they enjoy it because it makes them think. And yeah, you're on to something, man. So it sounds like Howse has got some homework, fans. So come be a part of it. We are trying to build community. These 3 podcasts that are associated with it spread through the entire United States. You got Nick out there in New Jersey, you got Mikey out at the West Coast, and you got us in the
Midwest, baby.
Next year, we want to expand it. I know Nick has talked about that. So if this is something you're interested in, check us out this year, see what we're about, and then let us know. Anybody that's involved, and we will get you in touch with the right people, and we will make this bigger and better every year.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Love this idea. Love the fact that we're playing a part in something. It's like a Lollapalooza, as it were, where all kinds of different bands get together. We see it all the time. We're going to be doing it in a podcast realm. It's going to be very cool. It's during the best time of the year. Very exciting. And yes. I'm excited for it as we move forward. And everywhere you can catch me at is right here, doing my thing at In Your House. I love this community. I love what we're putting together and putting a plan together to grow. That is exactly what we want to do. We've built great community. Come check us out. Everything that we're doing, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Facebook Live, or whether it be on Twitch, or if you can't catch us live and you like to hear what we're doing, and maybe you're driving to work or at work and you're able to pop a headphone in, check us out, because we are available on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, on on demand for any episode that you want to listen to. Really proud of everything that we're doing. You can catch me on Wednesdays talking about Monday Night Raw with the amazing, divinely designed Annie O'Neill. And I got to get Annie's WrestleMania predictions because this will be the last show that we have coming up. So we got to get her thoughts, get her mind on where WrestleMania is, get some of her predictions as we draw nigh. We're going to be getting that. But once again, Thursdays, ECW Watch Along. We're here in 1999 doing our thing. Man, what a great discussion that we had this past Thursday. Check it out as we continue. We talked a whole lot of the ECW championship. We talked about Shane Douglas's role as a great ECW champion. And we talked about the different landscape of ECW from 1997 to 1999. We had some great matches. It's a great time. Come check us out. And then right here, Sundays, we do our thing. We talk all things wrestling. We had a great conversation for sure this time. And man, I got so many things in the works. There's so much things. I'm giving myself opportunities to go out there and talk about wrestling with a lot of smart people. So check everything out that I'm doing. Hit my social medias. But guys, right now we got to continue to do what we do, and that's do the work here at In Your House, and that's HOWSE, because that W does stand for work. So for the Grunmeister, for the voice Josh Joseph, and the entire team at In Your House, I'm Alakan, the Concept House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day, and hey, have a great rest of your week. Peace.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. Wisdom boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Prophecy in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke.